Alright, so we're in the second week of January. This week's kettlebell workout is going to focus around the high pull, the snatch, figure eight, and slingshot swings. So as always, before you get started, make sure you go through your kettlebell warm-up series using the clubs, Indian clubs, and also some plank and bridge positions as shown on the kettlebell warm-up video. Alright, so today our first exercises that we're going to work on are going to be your basic swing. So I like to always start out every exercise routine with the basic swing just to reinforce the movement pattern, because that's really going to be the foundation for all the other kettlebell exercises you're going to do. Alright, so today we're just going to do a 6, 6, 6, and 6, two-handed, single arm left, single arm right. We'll do that 2 times through just to warm up. Alright, so when you grab your bell, you're going to start out in a two-handed position. Posture is nice and tall. Get that rocking, and then stick your butt out. Come up into a two-handed swing. First round through, you want to go to a medium resistance until you feel like your body's warmed up. Then you can increase the kettlebell resistance as you go. Use a bigger belt. Alright, and then transition. We're going to do 6 over here. Making sure to always get those hips back. Drive through the heels. Transition the other side. That's 1, 2. Back tall. 3. Heels. Drive through. And then we can go back to a two-handed swing. We'll turn to the side just to make sure when you come back, hips back, squeeze the butt. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Transition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. So, after you do your swing series, you can do that 3 times through. You can do more if you feel like you need to get warmed up a little bit more. Now from here, we're going to move right into working on some of our single arm to figure eight swings. Alright, so I like to start out a couple of single arm swings and then start moving into figure eight swing. You're going to go through the legs, pass that kettlebell off to the other hand, and then work it back up through. So, starting out, posture's tall, belly button is tight. We're going to rock back just like a regular single arm swing. Get a few of those. Now let's go right into some passing. So swing up, pass under, swing up, pass under. We're still using the hips. Extension, under, extension. So each time you come up, we're still looking for that weightlessness. Right up at the top, reset of the bell, and bring it into the next swing. Up, back through, up, back through, and so on. Alright. So, you can do a series of those. You can combine those in with your 2 to single arm swings. Something to get the body warmed up and ready to go. Alright, so now once we got our figure eight swings out of the way and our warm-up swings, let's go right into some of the exercises that we're going to be doing today. Again, as always, I like to start out by splitting it into individual exercises, working on the technique and form on those for a couple of sets, and then at the end we put it all together into a flow. So for today, we're going to start out by working with that high pull. Alright? So with the high pull, we're going to start out in a single arm swing position, and as you come under, getting that swing going, and then you bend the elbow, bring back, and punch through. Elbow up high, and punch through. So your posture stays nice and tall, coming up, and push it through. Up, and push it through. You really want to keep that forearm parallel with the ground when you get up to that top. So, essentially you want to create that weightlessness position right about here. So as we swing through a normal swing, you're weightless right out in front here. That's where we do our transitions. When you come up to a high pull, you want to create that weightless zone right about here. And then when you hit that weightless zone, you want to push that arm straight back through, like you're punching through that same line of force that you brought it up. Now, if you pause or go too slow, you're going to come up, and that bell is going to kind of drop down because the momentum will be lost. By the same token, if you come up too high and try to punch, it'll flip over the wrist like that. So it's really important that you get that flow where you can pull straight up through, get the elbow high, and punch right back through it. And you may want to start with a lighter bell the first couple times you do this. That's going to help you get into it, get the rhythm down, get the movement down, and then move the bell up as you get more challenging. All right, we'll do a few on the other side. Hips out, high pull. So, you don't lose that swing form through here. All that power still comes from the hips. Up and push through. Up and push through. You're always going back out into your original arc of motion so you can go into that next swing nice and smooth. All right, so work through that, 2, maybe 3 sets, get yourself going. All right, next exercise is going to be the overhead snatch. Starts out kind of like a swing and high pull, only this time we're getting more momentum, so we go all the way up and catch up overhead. So back up so my arms are in view here. All right, so belly button stays tight, back is tall. I start out with my swing, come under, but now I'm coming all the way up to a full extension. You want to catch directly over your shoulder, and that shoulder blade is packed down. All right, when I come down, I'm just going to swing through, snap, and come right up. Now you want to get a little bit of a hip motion going through to fire that bell all the way up nice and straight. What you want to try to avoid is having it slam down onto your hand. All right, you want to come up right about midway. You're getting like a little kind of quarter high pull with a little wrist flick. You want to get that momentum of the bell up over your hand as you're moving up through it. So that way it comes to rest on your forearm rather than going all the way up to the top with the ball over the top and then stopping abruptly and having that bell slam down onto your wrist. So it takes a little practice, takes a little technique. There's lots of videos on RKC, Dragon Door websites on how to really get that form and technique down. Alright, so if you need some extra help on that, there's lots of resources out there. Alright, we'll do a few on the other side as well. Posture up, back is tall, butt is out, and we snap straight up over to catch. Always from the hips, right? You never want to get caught right here and then make your arm lift and move the rest of the way up. That power has to come from the hips, and that bell's got to shoot straight up through the ceiling, nice and smooth. Down, snapping straight up. Down, snapping straight up. And you're punching up through that bell. As it comes through that midline, you're just punching up, you're getting the bell to start to flip over to the wrist, and then we punch straight up through it, catching with a locked elbow, shoulders packed. Alright, so that's going to be our kettlebell snatch. Again, working a couple sets through with that. 6 to 8 reps per side. You can do transition swings in between if you like. Something to get that motion down. Once you start feeling comfortable with that motion after a few sets, then we're going to use it at the end to put it all into a flow. Alright, last exercise we're going to do in this flow is going to be one of the slingshot swings. It's a variation on a figure-8 swing that we learned when we went up and worked with Anthony DeLulio at Punch Gyms up in Rhode Island. Great program, Art of Strength. Anyway, so you're going to start it out kind of like a figure-8 swing where you're passing under the leg, but instead of coming up to a single-arm swing position, you're going to come up and catch that bell with your other hand. All right? That's going to give us the opportunity in our flow to actually add a squat into that. All right? So you're starting out with your basic swing, posture tall, belly button is tight, butt out. You're going to come through, get a little swing momentum, and then we're going to pass under, come up, and catch. We're going to pass under, come up, and catch. So as I go under, I'm just sliding that bell into my next hand and coming back up with that same hip thrust that I would on a normal swing. Butt out, swing up from the hips. Butt out, swing up from the hips. All right? You also want to think about how wide your legs are. If you find that as you come up, you're bumping the back of your leg a lot, just narrow your stance a little bit so that way you can have enough room to come through the front, but you also want to make sure that you're not banging on your knee coming back out the outside. So we're swinging through, up, catch, butt out, up, catch. Always weight back into those heels, shifting back, up and catch. Butt out, up and catch. All right, so do a set or two of those. 6 to 8 reps, depending on how heavy your kettlebell is. And then from there, start to add in some squats. All right, so come through, butt out, swing up, catch, squat down, drive back up, and then right back into a swing, catch, squat, back up, swing under, catch, load the hips, and squat. So you can see as I pass it under and come up, my posture's tall, shoulders are down. I go through my squat, butt out, up, squat and down. All right? So those are the exercises that we're going to put together in the flow today. At the end, we're going to do, starting out first round through, 6 of each. Second round through, we'll bump it up to 8. All right, so now we're ready to put this whole thing together. The way this flow is going to work is you're going to do a high pull and a snatch combo on each side. So high pull snatch counts as 1 rep. All right, we're going to go through 6 total on that one. All right, so it's going to look like this. Back is tall, rock it out, down, high pull, up to snatch. All right, that's going to be 1. Come back down, up, high pull, up, snatch. Down, up, high pull. That's 3. Up, 4. Down, up to high pull, snatch. 5. High pull, snatch. That's 6. Now we're going to come down and swing under, up and catch, squat. That's 1. Down, under, up and catch, squat. 2. Under, up and catch, squat. 3. Butt out, swing under. 4. 5. 6. Now after the 6th one, you pass under, come up and catch. Now you're on the other side. Now we go right into a high pull and up into a snatch. Down, high pull, snatch. That's 3. And then go to rest. All right, so that's the 6-rep version all the way through. You can go up to 8, 10 reps. Obviously longer is going to be more endurance, get the heart rate up more work being done. Or you can do the shorter 6-rep versions and then go up in weights. Try to increase your kettlebell size each set. And then you can do anywhere from 2 to 4 sets of that, and that should give you a pretty good workout for the day. Then make sure at the end we always finish with some abdominal work and a little bit of stretching. Make sure you leave with your muscles nice and loose. So thanks for checking in this week. We'll be back next week with some more exercise flows. As always, live rugged.